Terrel, senior counsel to the Assistant Attorney General for Civil Rights and head of the Justice Department's task force to combat anti-Semitism. A big job right now. How did we get here? Did you ever think that this would be a principal part of your job in 2025?
Not in my lifetime. How did we get here? Because we have tolerated anti-Semitism for the last 4 years. And basically the Trump administration, and thank goodness President Trump is in office, Harris, he's not going to tolerate it. He's going to eliminate it. That's why I'm in this role right now. That's why Pam Bonnie's here.
How big is the fight, though, legally? Every time President Trump and the Trump administration take a push, now they want to see a full list of foreign students, since 27% of Harvard University's campus comes from different countries, those students. And now a judge has temporarily blocked the right to see that list, the case on hold until this Thursday.
Trump is going nowhere. We're going to have to match them in court, Harris. This is going to be a battle in the courtroom. If it goes to the Supreme Court, Trump is going to do that. That's why the Department of Justice, that's why the task force is here. 4 years ago, nothing happened. But we're going to have to follow these laws. We're going to have to take the money away. I want to destroy this myth by that president. Coming to school here on a student visa is a privilege.
Yes.
And he conflated the idea that
Shortly before the Yom Kippur holiday, Prime Minister Netanyahu delivered some good news that thousands had been waiting to hear. Netanyahu has officially greenlit plans to bring 1,000 relatives of Ethiopian Israeli Jews here to Israel. For many, this is a long time coming. For some, a very promising step in the right direction, and for others, still a long way from over. But Al TV's Brett Allen Smith is here with the full story.
Thanks, Ian. So yeah, this is really exciting news for a lot of Ethiopian Israeli families here. As you imagine, right now there are close to like 130,000 Ethiopian Jews living in Israel, and most of them were originally airlifted into the country in two major ways. So that first one was in 1984 with Operation Moses, and the second was in 91 with Operation Solomon. But those operations were quite possibly some of the, the biggest covert airlifts ever done in Israeli history, you probably know. Since then, this community has really flourished here in Israel, where they serve in the army, they do social service, and of course they have, Israeli citizenship like everyone else here. But as successful as those initial operations in the 80s and 90s were, a lot of Ethiopians still have direct relatives. We're talking sisters, brothers, parents, what have you, stuck in Ethiopia still. And I think right now that
we claim that we are.
Thank you. Thank you.
We claim that we are produce of coffee Arabica.
Oh, wonderful.
A very good coffee. This is a boba. And this is a roasted and grind.
Ah, yeah.
It's a raw coffee.
Yes.
This is ready for
Okay. Ready for my breakfast.
And share this one. It's very amazing. That we are produce of coffee Arabica. Very good coffee.
On the morning of May 26, 2025, Pope Leo XIV held an official audience with Ethiopian Prime Minister Abiy Ahmed Ali at the Vatican, joined by his delegation. In a meaningful gesture, the Ethiopian Prime Minister offered the Pope coffee beans, recognizing Ethiopia's status as the birthplace of coffee and the world's seventh largest coffee producer. Ethiopia, known as the homeland of coffee, gave the world Coffea Arabica, a plant deeply tied to culture, tradition, and global connection. Pope Leo XIV's outreach continues to celebrate faith, culture, and diplomacy. Subscribe now for more Vatican updates.
In the book of Acts, the Ethiopian eunuch's transformation is a powerful testament to faith and acceptance. This high-ranking official was on a pilgrimage to Jerusalem when he encountered Philip, a disciple. While reading Isaiah, he was confused and sought understanding. Philip approached him, explaining the scriptures and revealing the message of Jesus Christ. The eunuch, moved by this revelation, requested baptism immediately. This act symbolized not only his newfound faith, but also a radical inclusion, as he was a foreigner and a eunuch, often marginalized. His story, the eunuch, moved by this revelation, requested baptism immediately. This act symbolized not only his newfound faith, but also a radical inclusion, as he was a foreigner and a eunuch, often marginalized. His story illustrates how faith can break barriers and transform lives, making him one of the first recorded Gentile converts. In the book, he was a foreigner and a eunuch, often marginalized. His story illustrates how faith can break barriers and transform lives, making him one of the first recorded Gentile converts. In the book of Acts,
obeying without.
Have you ever heard of the Ethiopian eunuch's conversion? This pivotal event, recorded in Acts 8:26-40, marks a significant milestone in Christian history. Philip the evangelist encounters an Ethiopian court official on a desert road. Guided by the Holy Spirit, Philip explains the scriptures, leading to the eunuch's baptism. This event is monumental as it represents the first recorded conversion of a Gentile to Christianity. It highlights the inclusive nature of the Christian message and the expansion beyond Jewish communities. This event shows us that Christianity was always meant to be a universal faith, reaching diverse cultures and people across the globe. Have you ever
I did a eulogy at Michael Jackson's funeral and burial. And when we came out of the crypt that night, a well-known artist, if I called his name, everyone here would know. He walked over and he said, "Reverend Al?" I said, "Yeah." He said, "You moved me with your message." I said, "Well, thank you." He said, "No, you really moved me, and if I go before you, I want you to do one for me just like that." And I said, "Well, you're going to have to give me something to work with." I say that because I hope tonight, when you see people from Stevie Wonder, Lauryn Hill, my brother Wycliffe, all these people could be anywhere. Valerie. The reason we're here is because she made a difference.